Hello and welcome to the Cinema Leftovers podcast. I am Gab, and here are my co-hosts Bitil and Ronin. Say hi, you fellows.
Hi,
Whoa!
fellas.
Wow, I am so hungry right now.
Well, eat something then.
How about
But
I
later.
don't do that on air?
So, aside from talking about something that's stupid, what are we talking about today?
Man, it's been a while since
We
we've done
are
one
going.
of these.
Well,
Indeed.
yeah.
I don't suppose anyone
so we
wants to
think
give
it's
any
having-
explanations behind that?
Nope. Moving on. What are we talking about today? Why are we here?
Well, seeing as all three of us have seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens, we might as well just talk about it in a
Yes!
completely unstructured, random, improvised way. So, very quickly, what did each of us think of it?
I didn't.
Very quickly, I had fun.
You know, you say that every time, and every time you say it, it pisses me off just a little bit more.
See, here's the thing. I had a good time when I watched the movie. It was a movie, it was well made, it was just overall entertaining. It wasn't a life-changing experience. I would not go watch it again in the theaters. And a lot of people seem offended by that, so that's why when I posted on my Facebook, I just said I had fun.
See, this is the thing. I saw it once, and I had little to no beef. It was... I don't want to say the word fun, because it annoys me whenever I refer to something like that. But it was it was entertaining enough, okay?
Exactly.
But then I had to go see it
Okay,
again.
fair
See, this is what killed it for me. Because people are going to see this movie apparently like 7, 8, 9 times, and I'm just sitting here going, I can barely make it through the second time.
See, yeah, that's the thing. When I watched the movie, I wasn't sure what else I'd get out of it on a second viewing.
Nothing. I mean, I couldn't. This was second time I saw it. I was looking forward to two things. We don't need to say like spoilers, do we? Because I'm pretty sure everybody's
no,
seen
like-
stupid thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
apparently
yeah.
I was the
spoiler.
super-
We can say
All right, fine.
we can say
Spoilers.
spoilers.
okay, so the only things I was looking
I'm a
forward
big fan
to
of it.
the second time was seeing Solo kick the bucket and what's his face Kylo Ren get like something lopped off when he's fighting Rey. I don't
Wow,
know.
Yeah, it was-
jumping
I think it was
straight
his
to the
lightsaber.
end.
Well, you know, it's the only part
Oh, I
I
just-
enjoy.
Is it my turn?
Oh, sure. Go ahead, dude.
It was the most amazing. Yeah, actually, it was pretty good.
Yay!
I was gonna say we don't need like no chance.
Well,
to
I'll
get
tell you this:
to-
you guys are talking about
So he's
yeah, but
behind.
no, but I mean, you guys were all talking about how you only seen it once. I've seen it 5 times, and not
is
once
the
was
matter
I
with you?
bored. Well, it's mostly because people I know haven't seen it yet, so I'm like, I'll go with you guys.
Tell the people who haven't seen it to just go with each other.
See, I was talking to my dad about this. He was like, I'd like to go see it a second time, and maybe we can rope someone else in the family to come with. And I'm like, I'm not really sure what else I'm going to gain upon second viewing. Mainly because, like, it told its story. It was exactly what, like, I expected it to be, which may or may not be my own fault.
Well, you did spoil it for yourself, pretty much, like going in.
It was
Oh,
impossible to avoid
See?
the spoilers, so I was like, all right, everyone just tell me. Like, saturate me with everything.
I remember that. Yeah. Okay, let's start talking about. Let's start with the characters.
All
'Cause-
right.
That's like one of the newer things I suppose this movie does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the good
Um,
guys first. The good guys.
All right. So,
Let's talk about Finn first, because when you get down to it, I think he's probably the most newest kind of character we've gotten, at least in the realm of the films. You know, a stormtrooper that defects from the First Order.
Okay, but why does he defect?
see, Finn's a funnier type of character
Because
than we've
he-
had before.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the realm of the movies.
Okay, but why
It's
does
the
he
first time I've
defect?
seen it. He defects because he feels like he. Are you trying to make a point here?
I am actually.
Okay, well, in the movie, like, the point of him defecting is, like, that he feels bad about what he's doing. Basically,
Okay.
that's it.
Well, I'm just gonna.
He-
I thought the stormtroopers were supposed to be like brainwashed since like birth to not feel
See,
that way.
I noticed that, too.
That's clones.
No, they
no,
said in
they
this.
said it.
They said it. They brainwash. They condition the troopers from like birth or something.
Yeah,
They like take them away from the homes or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. They're like the Jedi of stormtroopers.
I know Finn said that he was taken away from a family he would never know, or
Naturally.
something. That's what I got.
But the point is, I don't know why. I mean, they're probably gonna explain like why he's special. So I can't really see a lot of my points. I can't say them because if I do say them, they're probably gonna be like explained in like a different movie.
Okay,
So it's like a lot of my beef will have to wait until the very end, and then I'll be able to call bullshit. You know?
Well, that's actually what I was going to say about any problems I have with the movie. They're very minimal, seeing as these are errors that can be easily corrected in the following films if they do them right.
No, but see, there are a few. No, I'm gonna say there are a few issues. I love what we were gonna say. We're
Yeah, there
talking about the
are.
good guys, yeah. Now we're talking about like issues, but.
No, just we'll save that for later.
Captain motherfucking
Phasma.
I'm gonna start with
Phasma.
Phasma because
profile
this
picture right now.
this annoyed me the most. Right? No, this annoyed me because so many people were like building her up, right? Like she was gonna be like some hot shit,
Well,
like
that's
Boba
the
Fett,
point. Yeah, they failed.
kind of. Yeah, and then even like
I
the
don't like Boba
actress,
Fett.
even the actress Gwendolyn Christie was even saying like, "Oh yeah, it's awesome to play like a female villain's female." Okay, I was like, this is awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's like the best part of the movie for me. I can't wait. As soon as she says like one line, no, she says a couple lines, and they basically revolve around getting like her ass handed to her and questioning why some dude took his helmet off.
Yeah, her first part is when she's like, Finn, put it back on your helmet, and then the other part is when she gets captured.
There was that brief introduction where there was the bit where she orders the execution of the village, which I'll have to admit is probably the best scene she has.
See, I don't really like. I barely remember that. All
I don't
remember
remember
is,
that,
like,
yeah.
just the beginning,
It's she comes in and it's like a Cyberman. She just comes in and says, "Sir," and then on my command, fire, and then they all shoot down. And Finn doesn't fire at all on the.
Oh.
And then Kylo Ren walks around. He turns around to Finn. He's like, "Huh," and he just
Well, I remember
walks
that.
off again.
But my point stands is that she was pretty much useless in this movie.
Wasted.
Not even useless, it's just that she was a joke. And it really pains me
Do
to say
anything.
that. Because I was looking forward to seeing her the most. She looked like the most appealing character to me. And then they basically turn around and bitch slap me with a fish. So thank you for that. I still got
Hey, I got that as well. I felt like that too. So.
Fuck.
I mean, the only thing that kind of justifies that is the fact that, from what I've heard, she was busy filming Game of Thrones as well, so she didn't have much time on set at the same time. So that could explain why. But they've said that she's got a more prominent role in the next one.
See, they said that about
So I'm
this
actually
one,
kind of worried.
though.
It's all, I don't know. It feels like false advertising, but I'm not sure who to blame here. Wasn't it the movie that was like building her up?
Marketing, I think No, the film itself didn't build her
Well,
up.
no.
Being fair, it was to, like the people that was built, like the fans and people like that were building.
Okay,
her up,
thank
so I guess
you.
it was stupid to give in to the masses and their opinions.
The problem is I can't. This is something I don't think I was ever gonna say in my fucking life. Is that this film failed to understand what made Boba Fett so special, even though I don't like him.
That's true. You're actually
Because they
100%
had
true.
Boba Fett had no build-up in Empire Strikes Back. He just appeared. He was an accidental success. I mean, even George Lucas, I think, didn't think he was going to be a success.
Yeah.
And that's what they failed to understand with this movie.
So
And
let's-
instead, that one stormtrooper that appears for 30 seconds.
I love
interesting.
that guy.
Yeah, isn't he your favorite character?
Ironically, yes. But
You
no.
disgust me.
But no. I said in ironic
I didn't say
terms.
that.
Like, as far as,
okay.
like, actual, like, I don't know, character that I liked, I guess I did like Finn. He was very, like, relatable, and he was funny, and...
I guess.
No, I'm not trying to diss him here. No, I actually do like that character. He got friend-zoned,
This is depressing.
This is.
Okay, so let's see.
Anyway,
There's
anything
a
else?
fair amount of controversy about Rey, believe it or not. I don't suppose any of you guys have heard about that.
You know,
Yes.
after I've actually seen the movie, I didn't really make a point of reading too much into anything else involved with it.
Yeah. It's difficult for me to avoid sometimes. There's the belief that Rey is a Mary Sue kind of character, because she's basically perfect at everything. Now, when I saw the movie, I had heard about this already, so I watched it, and it was like most of the time that no way bugged me. It was tied into like her learning about the Force and that kind of thing, being good at everything because of her connection to the Force kind of thing. But, like, there were a couple moments that sort of like, I don't know, came out of nowhere. Like, okay, do you remember the scene where she basically mind tricks the Daniel Craig stormtrooper?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like, where would she have known about a mind trick? No one told her that.
I assumed it was just like common knowledge, like
I guess.
Jedi's. She's probably seen episode 4, so it's
Well, that's pretty much the only thing that the
Oh,
movie
but-
makers of this movie made.
Whoa, ho, ho, ho.
The only argument I could make about that is maybe she saw Kylo Ren do it. Like, he tried to get inside her mind, so maybe they were doing like a mental tug of war. It was really weird. So maybe she might have learned something from him.
Didn't think about
Ironically
that,
enough.
because she did learn
Well,
stuff about him when
'Cause-
she was doing that. So you're
Well,
right.
There is one line that kind of intrigued me about towards the end, is that Kylo Ren, he says, "You need a teacher. I can teach you the ways of the Force.
Oh my gosh, that
The Force, not the light, nor the dark." You know, it was. Yeah, I was actually quite curious about that. So could Kylo Ren not actually be as evil as he may make it
Okay.
out to be,
So,
or
I
something?
guess we're
I
gonna
don't
talk
know.
about Kylo
We'll find out
Ren
in episode
now.
8.
Okay, we're talking about Kylo Ren. Kylo fucking Ren.
Now, he is an interesting character from the perspective that everyone has a different opinion on him. So, Mike, Bitil, you want to start?
What the fuck am I calling myself? I can't even remember. I thought it was like bullshit man or something.
Oh, yes.
It's bullshit. Bullshit boy. Bullshit boy.
Bullshit boy. I'm never
Or
gonna
BB.
remember that. Okay. Okay.
Like BB-8, wasn't it? We'll just call you BB-8 then.
Let's
Oh my
let's not
gosh.
do that. Let's not call me that. Okay.
BB-8.
Kylo Ren. Okay, my opinion of him initially it was pretty good because he came across as this very strong, empowering, and threatening presence. Like he reminded me of Bane from Dark Knight Rises, and Quentin said this too when I was talking to him about it. Is when he first comes on the scene, like you feel like he's gonna be some trouble. You know, you don't want to fuck with this guy. But as the movie goes on, you know, he gets some bad news and he starts throwing more and more bitch fits every now and again. You're sitting there going like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this? And it's not even like he's offing like Imperials for like fucking up. He's just like taking it out on the tech around him for some reason.
I'm assuming you remember that one, like, officer who gave him bad news and they, like, pulled him to him with, like, the Force, I
Did he
guess?
die?
I don't know. You don't see that.
Okay, so he might not have died, but anyway, and I guess to the part where you know he's got Rey by the nuts, and then he's kind of just like they're having their banter, and then I don't know, she says he's like a faceless monster or some stupid line. He takes off his mask, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh. Right. So,
Put your mask back on.
He looks like something from the Backstreet Boys.
Well, I
Manifest.
think that's the point. I think he is actually.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know how he's basically what's his name? Cadus.
oh my
This is
gosh,
Cadus?
Darth Caedius,
Yeah,
Jason
Cadus
Solo.
No, Darth Cadus.
He's
Jake and Solo.
He's basically Jason Solo. Well, I mean,
Well, isn't that the
except now
point,
he's
isn't-
Ben Solo, but
Ben.
so this is pretty much what do I think about him? I'll say he's interesting, but not in the fun way.
All right.
He's
Yeah.
like a bad ex you just want to distance yourself from, but then they just keep crossing places you don't want them to. He's kind of like that. Yeah.
What about you, Ronan?
Okay, so as with most things, I sort of fall in the middle when it comes to Kylo Ren. He's weird. He's a weird character. difficult really for me to get an opinion on because, okay, for a lot of the times he's super menacing and it's like he's got this really deep sounding lightsaber, which is cool. I mean, I still think the crossguard design is kind of stupid, but I digress. It works for like the character and they explain some of that, so whatever. And it's got a cool sound to it. And like he's got a cool voice, so like through the mask kind of thing, and it's all like this intimidating. They go for like a Vader thing, and then it's not a Vader thing, and then he's like takes off the mask, and it's like he's sort of goofy, but I feel like that's sort of the point as well. Like they're trying to go for like he's just like a kid kind of thing that went all bad and is like into all Snoke's biz and dark side and emo and wow, it's so weird. I don't know. They did his character fine, like he has an arc, but it's really, I mean, it's weird because like if you remember the original trilogy, you'll have Vader. The first appearance he has, Episode 4, that's all like the beginning of this movie. It's not until like the end of like Episode 5 and then into 6, of course, where he gets his actual character for Vader. And it all happens in this movie, all in one movie. So it's such a, I don't know if like rush, but it happens fast. So it's hard for me to pinpoint whether I think it's effective or whether it's, I don't know. Kylo Ren is so goofy too.
I was going,
He's like, I'll teach you the ways of the Force. But then there's the other scene
that's
where
that's a good imitation, actually. In his whiniest voice, something.
And there's the scene where he kills like Han Solo, and that's really well done. They made it impressive on this bridge, and the build up to it, and the lighting, and it all looks cool. The actor's delivery is good some of the time. Like, he does a good job playing like a conflicted kid kind of character. It's so weird. So that's my rant. How about you, Gab?
I like him.
All right.
I knew it.
Well, okay. I like about Kylo Ren is, okay, from the very start, I knew he was going to be, what you said, interesting character, but in that sense, not fun. From the first teaser, when we saw that crossguard lightsaber. So I knew design-wise I was going to like him. But once you see him, I think he does have, he has a presence. The voice is good, the basic design of the mask is pretty fun, but someone's fucking ruined that for me by saying it looks like a duck. In fact, they say the First Order all look like ducks.
I'm gonna have to look at that closer.
That didn't ruin the film for me. Well, it's something. It's like that mouthpiece. It looks a bit like a duck. Anyway, and strange enough, the whole thing about him taking his mask off and stuff like that, and showing that he's just some emo pretty boy or something like that, I actually thought that was actually a good choice. Like, 'cause I'm kind of sick of seeing, I don't know, deformed, horrible looking, dark side users with the yellow eyes and the scars and everything like that. And it just, to me, that's gotten old. So the fact we've gotten, like, a guy who's, well, I guess, I don't want to say he's good looking, but he's like he's more of a pretty boy than Vader. The fact I thought that was actually almost refreshing a little bit.
Are you sure you don't want to say that he's good looking?
Everybody else is.
He is. Well, all the girls I talk to. Actually, no. The ironic thing is, all the women I talk to say he's ugly. And most guys I talk to say he's some pretty boy.
Guess I've been on the Tumblr then.
These are personally I'm talking to.
But it's like it's not that he's a bad villain. I just think it caught me so off guard. The fact that I was just more shocked.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say that, I said he's a good villain, but when you think about it in the in the realm of the seven films, when you think about it, he's the most, human villain we've had. Like, he's not just one-dimensional. That's the one thing I was actually quite glad. He wasn't just he wasn't just an evil just for the sake of being evil, like, a lot of other Star Wars villains. He actually does have a past. He does have a connection with a lot of these characters. It's I know you were saying before that it was kind of confusing and rushed that they did all this story arc in one film, but I actually like that. That means that they can flesh him out even more in the next ones. You know, so it's like that. You know, we've got all the backstory done. You know, now we can just move on to the good stuff.
He's like an onion, an ogre.
Oh,
they have layers.
Jesus Christ. I had a feeling
Why
you were
did
gonna
you-
try and slip that in here somewhere, but
Why did you say?
Ronan is this
You didn't do
very
the voice right anyway.
disturbed individual. That's we have to remember.
No, you say
But-
that now.
No, I've been saying that for years. But the point
Well,
is,
to me, man.
he's
Anyway.
okay. I'll just say he's okay. He's not like I don't hate him because he's too dumb and stupid to hate. But he's not. I wouldn't say he's like my favorite villain by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
He's I don't know. Again, because like I said, a lot of my problems, I can't say them now. I'd have to wait till all
Oh.
3 of the movies are done,
Right.
and then see how they did it as a whole. Because if you look at just A New Hope, in terms of like Vader, he's just kind of like
talking.
an evil stiff just walking around. But when you add those other movies that you really
Stiff.
start to see, like Jesus Christ, it's when you add in the other movies you start to really see him as more than just this sort of like evil guy, you know. So I'm assuming that's what they're trying to do with Kylo Ben, but it's like I won't know until they could completely fuck it up and make him like the dumbest, prissiest Sith imaginable, or they could make him
Oh, he's got a scar on his face.
like, or they could make him slightly more interesting than he was in this movie. This is just my opinion. Don't fucking like sue me. All you people listening, all you 2 people listening, I swear to God, this is just like my opinion. Don't like, castrate me over this.
Honestly, you're actually more positive than I was expecting. So this is going good.
It's not like I'm trying to showcase for like the people who did like the movie or anything, but it's definitely the case where he was. I mean, are we gonna get to the part where we talk about like the fighting? Because that's some
Oh.
shit.
Don't we have like some characters to talk about?
Oh, wait, well, like who? Oh, like what's his
Okay.
name? Gollum?
Poe Dameron.
Who?
Gollum.
No, Poe Dameron,
Who the fuck was that?
the pilot guy.
Oh shit!
Okay, everyone was making a big deal about him, but
He's the guy who blew up the first.
He's barely in the movie.
that's what I was gonna say. He like has
that's the
nothing
whole
to
point.
do. I didn't get anything really out of him other than that he's friends with Finn. He had one good scene when he was like in the TIE fighter with Finn. That was good.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Nudge,
Actually,
nudge.
It was actually, can I just bring up 2 things?
Go ahead.
One sort of more connected to what Bitil just said, or you know, when you think about it, I'm actually amazed this film established a really good friendship in 4 minutes, and the prequels failed to do that with 3 whole films. You know, that's
Oh,
I
you
find
mean like
incredible.
Anakin and Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, just in general with the friendships and stuff,
it's
it just didn't feel
because,
natural.
Like they actually meet in a natural way, rather than Obi-Wan being on the ship for all of Episode 1 and then just being his Padawan.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And going back to what Ronin said, I just realised, you could actually cut Poe out of this whole film when you think about it. Like, it didn't need to be Poe who finds this old guy. You know, the old guy could have just delivered it straight to the information to BB-8. Because Poe doesn't do much later on in the story. It could be just Finn escaping from in the TIE fighter, crash landing, and then he finds Rey. You could cut him out almost too easily from this story.
So speaking of,
And the funny thing is, they were originally going to kill him off.
oh really? He was gonna die originally.
They were originally going to kill him off. You know, apparently that's what they said to that actor when he was first. It's kind of like, cool, who am I playing? Oh yeah, you're this planet and you're supposed to die or something. That's what I heard.
Wow.
So so anything else you want to say about Poe?
No, I'd rather talk about BB-8, like for
Why?
1 second, because I have like nothing to say about BB-8, but I have to go through these lists of characters.
Okay, go on then.
I like BB-8.
Okay, so, okay, now, Bitil, BB man, whatever.
Oh Christ!
BB, yeah.
Just stick with. Wait, BB man. Bullshit boy man.
That doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be bullshit boy, man.
You know what? Let's just stick with Bitil, I think.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so BB-8, you know that I'm not like a fan of droids by any stretch of the words, right?
Yeah, you've Very questionable tastes, I know.
I'm sorry. What's the like appeal to BB-8? He had like some like,
She! I thought it was a
that's a
chick.
she?
I thought it was.
No, it's a dude.
Well, no, I read somewhere it was a chick. Okay, it's a fucking droid. It's neither a chick or a dude, okay? Calm down.
Genderless.
It's asexual.
Oh, that's offensive.
Wait, why is it offensive? I just said
Let's
it.
just say genderless.
It's offensive because he used it in, like, poor context.
Okay, fine. So BB-8, I'm not sure really what I was supposed to garner out of him. He had some funny little moments in the movie, but he was.
He thumbs up. That was badass.
See, I missed that. If there's one thing that I missed out of the movie, it was that,
What
and
did
I'm
you
not
miss
sure
then?
how.
Must have just looked away
How
or
did
fell
you miss
asleep. But see, I'm gonna say because my favorite species in Star Wars is droids. I love my droids, love my robots, but that's not to say I love all of them. I don't like R2, don't like C-3PO, I don't like R4, I don't like lots of droids. I like the droids that usually have some resemblance of character to them, but that's not to say I don't like, because I like battle droids too. They're pretty cool.
Huh.
Not like the stupid ones from Clone Wars that talk with like the squeaky voice, but I digress. I mean, like, I could say HK for like the 10 billionth time.
Yes,
So-
you could.
So when we get to like the little soccer ball, I mean, they were just kind of like there. They didn't really do anything for me. They were just a soccer ball.
People like BB-8, and I won't disparage them from that.
I'll tell you why. Because it's like the Minions thing. It's like a cute little thing that appeals to everyone.
Oh my
So it's
gosh, I
sort of
hate
like-
Minions.
Hey, I'll just say this right now. I'm not a fan of the Minions, but I like BB-8.
Okay, but my point is it's something cute, adorable, innocent, light, and fluffy that everyone can pretty much latch on to. And
It's
they
not fluffy.
they're very simplistic in design. It's like that's the whole appeal to it. That's why. It's like the Minions phenomenon all over again.
Right. I mean, BB-8 was serviceable for me. There was like a couple of good, like, funny moments with him, her, it. Yeah.
Let's just say it.
But it. Okay, this is getting into a completely different issue, but it literally played the exact same role that R2 did in New Hope.
Well,
now, I know that
okay.
that's some like controversy right there as well.
Okay, well, I am going to touch on that and say that there's a lot of similarities to A New Hope in this movie.
Now, yes,
Well, not just New Hope, just the whole trilogy. I would have said.
I'd say more A New Hope.
more A New Hope,
Yeah,
but there
yeah,
is
no,
some
y-
of 5 I at least see.
There is some of 5, yeah.
And some of 6 as well.
Okay, but there's more of a new like the stuff that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
I don't want to say take, but take from A New
Draw
Hope.
influence.
It's pretty much the most obvious. Like you can tell that's where the influence came from.
Now,
Let's start killer base.
I know there's a line where, like, you can say it's like poetry, it rhymes. But, for most part, like, not all of the things bugged me when I was watching the movie. Some of them I thought worked really well. Like, I don't know, the part where, like, there's Luke's lightsaber in the snow, and, like, freaking Kylo's trying to grab it, and then it whips past and goes into Rey's hand. Like, that was a nice little callback back to the snow lightsaber Wampa scene with Luke and 5, and I thought that was fine. But there were, like, some other ones, like the actual trench run.
That oh my god, that annoyed me. I was looking over my friend the second time I'd seen it because he was like, so what's the movie about? And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you too much. But I'm gonna say, have you seen episode 4? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, you've seen this movie. He's like, no, you're full of shit. So we're sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. And he looks over at me when this scene is happening, and you can tell by the look in his eye. He's like, wow, you fucking weren't joking, were you? I was like, no. So it was at that moment when I think he came to the realization that he was watching A New Hope, but like digitally remastered as The Force Awakens.
Well, actually, I'll at least give the new one credit. At least it was literally for 20 seconds. Like that, the trench bit was only 30 seconds.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. It was short, so it doesn't, like, take away
I mean,
from
actually,
the movie,
honestly,
but-
to me, that was one of the few moments I just blinked and I missed it because, like, you know, because it just cuts from the fight with Kylo Ren and then it cuts to those X-wings. He blows some shit up and then it comes back to the duel again.
But I cannot believe these Imperial morons haven't fucking learned about
First order.
these holes in their shit. They need to really get on the ball.
To
with
be
this.
well, actually, I just remembered something. There was no hole. They blasted their way through, from what I
I
remembered.
thought it was they had to stick a thing in the hole.
Okay, well, they had to blow up into the thing,
Well,
and then
Chewbacca blew shit up.
like Poe blows up like the thing in the thing, and it's like
And
it's
the
the
thing
same
in
kind of
the-
weak point. It's the exact same
Exactly,
thing.
it's the same thing.
I mean, it's much bigger and it's covered up, but
Well, clearly not good enough.
okay. I'm
well,
assuming
to be fair, you know,
like a Star Killer base
everything
needs to
up.
have like a ventilation port. Every Death Star Killer base thing needs to have a
well,
ventilation.
it's destroyed now. It doesn't need that.
You should put it on the other
And
side
it had an
of the
atmosphere as well.
planet. Put it on the other side where nobody's going. Hide it. Don't make it so fucking obvious.
It was actually like right across the way from like the bridge thing where Hux was standing most. of
Yeah,
the movie.
exactly. What the fuck?
So it actually wasn't the main part. Yeah.
So, while we're on the topic of callbacks to the other movies, why did there need to be Jakku? Like, why did it need to be a new planet?
Fuck if I know.
Can anyone answer that? Because I watched the movie and I can confirm that there's no part of it where it needed to be Jakku. I mean, it could have just been like there was a big battle of freaking Empire stuff on one side of Tatooine and it all plopped down there.
I mean, it
Because
is.
they want
Tatooine.
to expand the universe in a very poor
Gonna
way.
expand the universe, make a new kind of planet.
Well,
Yeah.
at the same time, though, I wouldn't. I was going to say it's not very realistic because, well, it's not realistic anyway. But I was going to say it would seem strange that Tatooine's the only planet that's covered in sand.
Okay, well, like when you go to Tatooine in the Old Republic, you don't immediately think, "Well, this is strange. I'm going to Tatooine." No, you're thinking, "This we're going to Tatooine. This is cool."
That's what we think.
Oh God!
Well, I mean, I
Imagine,
guess
imagine
if-
Old Republic put Jakku and somebody's
if
planets
you're
in Old
old-
Republic.
If you've played the game long enough, then you'll be like, "Oh, this is Tatooine again."
Old.
Fucking Tatooine. But no, I think
And again, to be fair with Jakku, we don't focus too much on it.
okay, but it could have just easily been Tatooine. In fact, for the first like good quarter they spent on there, I was starting to think maybe it was Tatooine and people just fucked up with the name. But no, it was Jakku, not to be mistaken with like Zakul or anything.
Oh,
which
wow.
Which would have been much cooler in my opinion. Just-
Zakul. I totally
Zakul.
didn't get that note. Wow.
Just saying. You notice how it was like Jakku and Zakul sort of came out like around the same point in time.
You're
That's
right.
interesting.
Huh.
Oh, conspiracies. Maybe it's like a maybe they're the same planet and it's like a Korriban Moraban kind of
Oh
thing.
my!
I was the funny thing is I was hesitating about saying that.
Maybe that explains why everything looks so shitty.
So this is what happens at the end of Fallen Empire. The freaking like planet gets roasted by
I
Valkorion, and then it's all becomes sand.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh.
again, speaking of planets, that how come they couldn't just reuse certain planets? Like there was that Republic planet, whatever it's called. Why couldn't I thought that was actually Coruscant at first.
Oh my
when they
gosh!
blew it up.
Oh
But no, it
right,
wasn't.
the Hosnian Prime, the
Hosnin Prime, yeah,
yeah,
or
the
whatever.
planet that is Coruscant but not Coruscant. It was the center of the
yeah,
new
no,
Republic,
that's what I'm saying.
and it's a city.
I mean,
planet.
the only planet. Yeah, the only thing I'll give credit for with the planets is one is to be fair, Starkiller Base. It wasn't like Hoth. It wasn't like
No.
all ice. It was
No.
trees and stuff like that. And Takodana, which is where Maz Kanata was, which by the way, it was actually filmed in England. It looked different-ish enough from Yavin 4
No,
to
it
not
didn't.
get confused with it.
No, it didn't.
Wait, that was supposed to be Yavin? I was getting like severe Naboo
Well, that's what.
flashbacks.
I know. I heard some people. I heard some people say it looked too much like Yavin 4. No, sorry, it was the other. It was the Resistance base that looked like Yavin 4.
That was the Yavin 4 one.
Okay, yeah, because like
Yeah.
Maz's planet, that looked like Naboo to me. Like it's like all like forest. There's epic sunsets, and there's
It's
kind of stuff.
well, it's you're comparing England to Italy.
Okay, well,
Which is true, by the way.
that doesn't take me out of the moment or anything. Like it was only Jakku that I didn't really thought about. But the other planets, yes, you can definitely make the comparison. Starkiller Base is sort of its own thing, so even though there's a lot of Hoth imagery, it's still its own thing. Which is the Death Star!
No, Starkiller Base, but with the shield generator on top of the planet itself.
So, yeah, they blow up Coruscant Light, and at first I was like, wait, did they blow up Coruscant? And then, no, it's not Coruscant.
That's right.
And
Yeah, I know. They said the Hosnian system.
I'm not sure why they changed it. Was it just because like there's too much like connection to Coruscant? Like Coruscant's got its like tons of stuff to do with the movies and the EU and the expanded materials. Is it just that, or is it because they literally did not want to make any reference?
Or maybe they
to the
thought they weren't
prequels?
taking enough from. Or maybe they thought they were taking enough from the films.
So, I don't know. There's a lot we can talk about in regards to Coruscant Light, but I'm not going to. It just got
Good
spoiled
idea.
up.
Yeah, better not. We've got other stuff to talk about because one character I want to talk about is, Gollum, whatever he was.
Oh, Snoke!
Christ.
Yeah, the name the one name that appears in serious conversations and it makes everyone snicker by the end of it.
That's
What?
what I thought. I'm glad
Snoke.
you did. You noticed the exact same thing I was thinking. Because Snoke, he looks awesome. Like it was,
Does?
like then it was
I
like
didn't think.
he's like a hologram, so that kind of sucks. But he's
Oh,
got
you meant the huge aspect.
yeah. I was like, this
You meant
guy's
the huge
freaking
aspect.
huge, and he's got an awesome deep voice. I'm like, oh, this could be so cool. And then he's a hologram, but I was like, he's probably like tiny.
He's probably gonna be the Yoda size.
Well, they have
Yeah.
they've confirmed he's at least 7 feet tall. Apparently,
Okay, well
At
then
least.
why does
So
he
he's still-
make
so
himself
he's still
look so
taller than Kylo Ren.
big?
It's
because they
backing Palpatine and Vader when Palpatine's head was super big.
Oh my
not
gosh!
not just that, but apparently they were referenced by Abraham Lincoln as well. They want to do an Abraham Lincoln kind
Oh,
of
you
thing.
know it was a throwback to Vader and Palpatine. Like you just know.
Yeah, I know it. I know it was. Yeah.
You can't even hide that. They don't even try to hide that. So it's like
I'll just say it's about Snoke. I actually do like him as a character, or should I say again, like Kylo Ren and Phasma, they have more potential to make them better. But I don't like the design, and the CGI was really bad.
okay, it's not that the CGI was bad for me because I'm used to bad CGI because I watch so many like Transformers movies.
I thought the
But the thing
Oh,
is
God,
with him,
listen.
it's his design is what like completely threw. He looks like a rat.
just-
He looks like Ratman.
He's
You know.
funny because like I didn't really have a big issue with his design or his like voice. It's 100% the name, the fact that he's called Snoke, and people refer to him as Snoke in serious conversation.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like a code name. That's like a code
It's a
name.
code name. It's a code name. I'm
Like
pretty
it's
sure.
not like his real name.
Or
Or
is this where all the Snoke
Couldn't they just call him
speculation
the-
came from?
pretty
Couldn't
much.
they just say just the Supreme Leader? Wouldn't that have killed? Think about it, the original trilogy just called the Emperor the Emperor. They didn't say Darth Sidious or Palpatine or any of those other names. So why couldn't
Yeah,
they just say the Supreme Leader?
Because you're coming from a movie with characters called like Kylo Ren, Finn, Rey, Poe.
Ray,
They're
Poe.
all easy to remember
Respect it.
names, and I'm wondering if that was the goal. Just like they all have to be like memorable kind of names. It can't be like Quastar or Fulva or a lot of major like Star Wars names.
Do you remember Orange Lady's name?
Maz?
Well, the whole name.
Maz Kanata.
Where's Mars? Mars Kanata, yeah.
Okay.
You're saying that's easy to remember.
I didn't remember
I,
that.
I liked Maz. She was a fun
I
little
liked her as well.
character.
She was probably my favorite
Well, little,
character in the movie.
Huh.
Was her.
That's-
I mean, I don't want to say like original trilogy characters because that's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
playing cheap shot. So I'd probably say Maz is probably my favorite character.
Well, I mean,
Wait, no, scratch that. Red Pirate guy was my favorite character in the movie.
oh right, the Crimson Corsair.
The Crimson fucking Corsair. That motherfucker was so fucking hype. I can't get him out of my mind. Him and Plasma
Oh,
need
you
to,
mean-
like, team up.
Plasma.
Him and Plasma need to like. She needs to like say fuck the rip-off Empire and be like, I'm gonna go be a pirate. And she goes and hooks up with this guy, and then they just pirate things.
That would be.
I think it's female.
What?
That would be amazing.
Wait, the Crimson Corsair is a dude.
Which Corsair are you talking about? Are you talking about the one that looks a bit like Grievous, or are you talking about the...
Yeah,
The-
the one that looks like Grievous.
I think it's female.
That's a dude.
Or it's gay. I don't know.
He's a
They
dude.
were holding hands.
What?
They were holding hands.
They're not holding fucking hands.
Dude, I've seen it 5 times.
I don't care. I only needed to see it once to know that he was not holding that big monster thing's hand.
Well, I mean, if he is,
I'm gonna have
I
a
mean,
closer look next time.
we're no one to judge. It's just.
Okay, first of all, he's a dude.
I'm
There's
not
already
judging.
there's already ebooks released about this motherfucker
I know. I heard about that, but
when he finds kicks.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't read
Let's
it.
not get into
though.
that. But
That's
no,
pretty awesome.
he's a dude. He's like a Findian, I think. A Findian, something like that. A Findian.
Findian?
It's like a new
I
species.
thought it was... Oh, right.
So he's.
I swear Findian's a name... I swear Findian is a name they've already used.
I thought at first that was like the name of O.C. Sobek's
Fin-
species.
That's what I was gonna say, yeah, Sobek species, yeah.
So maybe he could be one of those. I don't know, but
That'd be awesome.
that would be cool. But no, he's a dude.
Speaking of species,
If he was voiced by James Earl Taylor, that would be amazing.
Speaking
What?
of species, was I the only one who noticed that there was like no original species like from the
I was
like
at-
movies?
I was at-
Species? This is a species.
That's actually one of my minor complaints.
More like feces.
I mean, it's like a minor complaint, but like I didn't get to see any Rhodians or Twi'leks or Ithorians or anything like that.
Yeah,
It was-
no, that would have been nice.
the only
to
time
see,
I guess
yeah.
you can
Oh, a
count that
heart.
is when Akbar was there, which
Oh yeah,
And your number, whatever the hell
Oh,
he's
yeah.
called.
I hate that guy.
Big fish
why?
face
He freaks me out.
monkey guy who survives.
How can anyone
who somehow
hate
survived.
Yan Yum?
He freaks me the fuck out.
All right.
As a
Anyway, not
kid-
anyone's-
As a kid, he used to freak me the fuck out. He still freaks me the fuck out.
Actually, I was more disturbed by the fact is what the fuck was he doing there? At least in Return of the Jedi, like Lando didn't need a co-pilot; they could just had a random guy. Instead, they just
The
chose a guy
Falcon
with
needs
a
a
fish-faced guy
co-pilot.
with the monkey ears.
Oh, jeez. See, when
I
Akbar
was-
showed up, though, my dad actually let out quite a laugh. So it was quite a cool moment to see Akbar for like a split second.
And they got his original voice too, as well. They got his original voice too. That was
did?
good.
I don't
Yeah, it was
know.
his original voice actor.
I would not have noticed that since it's so like easy to make an Akbar impression.
Yeah, but he's like 92. He hasn't done this since 1983.
Wow.
He's really old, yeah, and I'm surprised he hasn't kicked the bucket yet. Anyway,
Oh,
We should start wrapping this up because we've been going for like.
it's like 47 minutes on the recorder.
Yeah, we need to like. Yeah.
like, you know, we would kind of dawdling at the beginning.
That's true.
Okay,
There's
we
a
got-
lot of stuff
yeah.
you're gonna cut out. So.
Okay, we got to wrap this up a bit now.
All right. So, what do we finally think of The Force Awakens? Like, Cinema Leftovers review! Straight out of the
As opposed
microwave.
to, like those past 47 minutes of what we pretty much said our thoughts. So people could just like
Yeah,
skip to
but
this part.
final.
yeah. Final thoughts.
Okay, my final thoughts on The Force Awakens. Well, A New Hope 2.0.
I would say that it is an entertaining time as a movie. It's well made. If you want to... Wait, why am I giving like a review like suggestion for people to see it? I saw it super late. It was good, but like it's something that you enjoy when you're watching it and think about like all the problems later.
Wait, we gotta rate it like out of 5, right?
Ooh, we should do that.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
give it.
Go ahead.
Let's see, A New Hope. What did I give that movie when we reviewed it? It's like a 3. It's like a 3. I'll give it a 3.
All right.
Because despite
okay.
all of my issues, the first time, it was an entertaining flick, and it didn't leave me sat there completely thinking like I wasted my money, like many other movies I've seen this year. But we don't need to get into that. So I'll give it a 3 because it was fairly entertaining, and I hope that the problems I do have will be cleared up in the next 2 movies. If not, then I'm completely fucking changing this from a 3 to a 1. I swear to God.
All right. All right. So I guess it's my turn.
Ronan. Yes.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 because I'm gonna slightly increase off of Bitil's rating, and I had like a fun time with it. I had a good time with it, but I don't know. It's not something that really speaks to me as much anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, I know it was made for a different kind of fan than me, and I can respect that, and I respected the craft behind it, and I had a like overall entertaining experience. But like, I don't know. Like, for me, my Star Wars nostalgia comes out of like the like Knights of the Old Republic. If they made a movie off of that, that would be like the hypest thing for me. So yeah, that's my final thoughts. How about you, Gab?
I give it a 4.5. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that because I was consistently entertained throughout it, and to be fair, it's well made. You know, we can complain about all the things it takes from the other films. It's still very well made, quite well paced, I have to say. You know, I felt like it flew by. Nice callbacks to the other films, but not too painful. You know, it wasn't to the point where they were using exactly every single thing. And to be fair, and actually, the acting's really good, I thought, like compared to the other films. You know, especially the prequels. I don't hate the prequels, by the way, not so much
Well,
to
yeah,
the degree of a lot of other people.
Because you'll have like Dan be the only one to comment on this.
Dan, don't come after me. I said I like the prequels. But still, the fact I've been able to watch it 5 times and I might be seeing it another time.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it's just, I don't know. Hey, you know, I'm constantly finding people who haven't seen it yet. So yeah, that's my final. So that means our final rating, if you do the calculations, it's free. Our rating is 3.66666666667 out of 5.
So we all gave it 3? No,
And
Gur gave it.
somehow managed to summon Satan.
4.5.
Well, you
Got
know,
a calculator here.
I bet Satan loves Star Wars too.
That'll make it about 3.7 then.
All right.
3.7 out.
Now, this has been another reheated episode of Cinema Leftovers. Thank you all for tuning in.
Wait, Ronan.
What?
I hosted this time,
Oh, jeez.
so I need to say.
Gerb, you can't top that.
Well, this has been another Cinema Leftovers. Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Go on then.
Thank you all for listening. Bye-bye. Oh, shoot. I need to
what did
stop
you
the
know?
recording.